What's good, boxing fans? What's good? Welcome to the channel, Temaboxeo. Tony Buck speaking, and this video is gonna be about the fight Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol for Dimitri Bivol's WBA strap, and we're gonna be breaking down everything that has to do with the fight, with the fighters, and all that good stuff, man. But a real entertaining fight that's going to be having the styles that Canelo and Bivol have. So we can await a very good, entertaining fight for sure for May 7th. 24 days left until we get that fight, but meanwhile, this weekend we have, at least we get to watch the Earl Spence versus Ugas fight. That's going down tonight when I'm making this video, but I'll be enjoying that later Saturday night. I meant today's Friday, so I'll be enjoying that this weekend, and then 24 days from now we get the Canelo Alvarez fight versus Bivol. So but this video is about that fight, Canelo Bivol. So we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna be, like I said, talking about the strength and weakness of every fighter, and I'm gonna give a prediction to who I think is going to win. And we're gonna be breaking down everything that has to do with the fighter. But let's get into it. Having their styles, Bivol is one of them Russian fighters that is real heavy in the amateur ranking, as those Russians are, that that they're like Cubans, because their thing is like amateur boxing and like Olympic boxing. That's what they're good at, and that's what usually be doing a career in, which I don't know, politics of things or whatever it is, but now they're starting to go pro, just as the Cubans. There's news in the Cubans, after like 60 years they're gonna be allowed back in the pro ranks, which is cool. Now we have even more fights with top level Cubans, you know what I mean, the Spanish Cubans coming in and see if they can make it in the pro ranks, because it's not as easy as it seems sometimes, or as it sounds, just because you get a two-time Olympic gold medalist like Robinson Ramirez, but defects from Cuba, has his first fight in the US and loses. It's just the pro ranks is very different. It's not the amateur system, so way different. But shout out to that. But like I was saying, the Russians have that type of like amateur system styles, and Bivol has like that style of, which is a cool style though, since he's a light heavyweight, the bigger guys. But for being a bigger guy, Bivol has some real good movement, because he's more of a boxer, because he's content with getting the win on points or whatever. He doesn't really go for the KO, but he plays it safe, and why take unnecessary punishment? But I mean, you are in the fight game, might as well, if you can knock your opponent out, if you're that much dominant over him, might as well just try to press a little bit more. But the fights that I've seen from Bivol have been sometimes he doesn't go for the kill, but I don't blame him though. We're not the ones in there. So if he knows he's getting the win by boxing, hey, so be it. Then that's what he's gonna do. And he doesn't let the crowd dictate that, cause you might get some booze in there. But I mean, I remember he had been calling for a Canelo fight since he was like at 60 or something like that. He started to make some noise once he started going to 68. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's just the effect of like the Oscar Canelos, that you're so big that they want to fight you. Everybody wants to fight you. So, I mean, that's just that appeal, that Mexican fighters have, that the fighters are gonna bring in the crowds, cause the people support. So a fighter, and I said this in other videos, every time in a Canelo video you could say, cause the videos I done is just what it is, and like for his example, him for Oscar, they fought, people went crazy and went to their fights, every fight, so they really had the support of the people, heavy. So but everyone in boxing knows how that is. They try to jump on the Mexican fan bandwagon, to get the support, and they know it's a good fan base to be supported by. And Mexico is real strong on the boxing, obviously, and US as well, having a large Mexican American community and Latin community in general. So especially on the West Coast, somewhat in the Midwest, and you even got some as far as New York. But I mean, that's why really a Mexican can sell out anywhere, since if he's good and exciting, the raza's gonna go out and pay the ticket to watch the fight, because it's gonna be a show. And Canelo, he brings that, even though he gets the hate because he's not out there being gutsy and all that. But why would you, when you don't have to be that, when you ain't gotta get touched up, but you can KO your opponents like in a couple rounds, in a couple minutes, and make some M's to go with it. So man, that's what it is. He makes it look so easy, as like people in boxing, they act like okay. So what I've been noticing is, ever since his career started, but the more he won, the more he started getting hated. Obviously, that's just what comes with it. You're gonna get love, but you're also gonna get hate too, especially not being as cool with the media, only when you want. So they like want to make stories about you. They want you to be in their stories, to have something to talk about. But since Canelo's not that, but he's still rich as hell, and like he's young, but he has family, kids, wife, parents, and then you have his people, like his trainer rd11, that he also has a close bond with, other than being his trainer. All I'm saying is Bivol better come well prepared, because he's saying that he don't see why everyone acts as Canelo was unstoppable. Well, he been looking unstoppable. So what is Bivol gonna come bring different than all these other fighters that Canelo has fought? So we want to see, what is he gonna shy away from when the fight comes to May 7th? Is he gonna shy like Triple G? Would he go to the body? Is he gonna go to the body? how is he gonna try to throw his 1-2? How is Bivol gonna throw his 1-2? Because Canelo's gonna be, depending how Bivol comes at him, the opening bell. Canelo's just gonna analyze. He's just gonna analyze and analyze the situation, the round. If Bivol tries to get super aggressive right away, then Canelo's ready. He's like a 2020, what would you say, Bugatti, man, or whatever his year, his Chiron, or whatever Bugatti that is, whatever that year is, you can say that's Canelo. You even see he's matching with his whip. But that's what Canelo is. He comes with that aggressiveness as a Bugatti, well maintained. Just those, you can just hear them turbos playing, because that's what it is. It's just a plane of a machine. So imagine imagine a jet, well greased, ready for takeoff. That's just what Canelo needs to take off and land a body shot or a combination, a fast combination to the dome and body. You know what I'm saying? Once Bivol feels those skull crushing shots, then get hit to the body, to the skull again, everywhere, all over your arms. Once he starts feeling that pressure, is he going to crack, or is he going to go into retreat mode and not throw and just box? And when they mean to box is, depending on their style. Bivol has a come forward style, with sometimes 4 combinations come at you, with other 4 in spurts, 2s. So a combination of 4, and then gets a breather. The opponent might throw a shot at him, and then he might throw another 2, and then back off a little bit, try to get angles, and then throw another 2, or 2 more. But that's just how Bivol fights, versus fighters he know that he has strengths over, or he sees that he can get it, because he's a smart fighter. He has so many fights under his belt, coming from the amateur system, that he knows what to do. But I just think, and it is what it is. It hasn't happened, but I mean, I think, Canelo's one of a kind talent. That's just what it is, and I don't think Bivol has enough to stop Canelo. So I mean, it's just Canelo's a special fighter, and it's gonna show on May 7th once he dominates Bivol. Cause and you can say Bivol's one of the, he's equally. There's 3 champs at light heavyweight. Artur Beterbiev, the other, his Bivol's fellow countryman, Russian, staying out of Montreal, Canada. The owner of the IBF, and the, I believe, WBC, as Joe Smith having the WBO, and Bivol having the WBA. So Beterbiev having 2 belts, but Bivol already beat Joe Smith, the champ that owns the WBO. So you could really say that, Bivol's the other, like, he's one of the other best, one of the 2 best at light heavyweight, since they haven't done undisputed between Beterbiev and Bivol. So Bivol was probably waiting on a Canelo payday, and he got it. So I mean, Bivol, he's getting a fat check for sure. So he's winning in life. He played it smarter, and he got the fight because he actually called. He's been calling for the fight. He got it, and now if Canelo goes in there and does what he needs to do, as he always does in these fights, how I think he will beat Bivol is just by. I think he's gonna knock him out, or um, around the 12th round. But I also believe that he will win a unanimous decision, because Bivol is he's a really decorated amateur. He did win 270 fights in the amateurs with 15 losses. So that says a lot about him. So, and he has a couple. He has 19 fights as a pro boxer. So, I mean, he's close to really like 300 fights. So in total with his amateur. So those are a lot of fights. Not even counting his losses, but that's 300 plus fights. But Saul not having no amateur pedigree, he's still out here, handing these real good boxers L's left and right. A lot of times there's a myth out there by saying that he don't fight boxers, but he's been fighting boxers. Now, obviously, if people say, oh, you're not fighting white fighters enough, because all you do is fighting brown fighters. Like, I think that's just dumb, because a skin color doesn't determine like the skill level of your knowing of the fighting game. So I don't know, I just find that weird and dumb, because how can you say that? That's just dumb. But anyway, Canelo just been destroying these boxers, having Canelo coming from the descendants of great Mexican fighters, having great counter punching, as say like the Marquez of recent that retired not too long ago. But everybody knows Marquez, even though Canelo and Marquez don't really see eye to eye. They're still regarded as some of the best counter punches that's coming out of Mexico in recent years. But as Chavez Marquez retired, Canelo stayed way active. As you see, he's been fighting like 4 times a year, and man, he's going with it. He still hasn't took another L ever since the Mayweather and all that Canelo got better after Mayweather lost completely needs to stop. Because okay, how did just one fight, obviously he learned from it, but he did not get his defensive and his style from the Mayweather fight. That's just absurd. Like, how can you say that? Having Canelo, having Eddie, one of the best trainers that's making his name become legend status, as what he's done with Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, in his career, man, becoming undisputed. No Mexican had, not just no Mexican, no other in history had done at the super middleweight division, and a Mexican did it first, from Guadalajara, Jalisco. Saul Canelo Alvarez did it the first time in history. Now he cemented his name in the history books of boxing as El Reynoso. And just, I don't know, that comes with a lot of hate, but it is what it is. That's why congratulate, don't hate. They still out there killing the pro game, pound for pound #1 by becoming undisputed. That I haven't even got into, became undisputed, but we'll be breaking that down a little bit more. But yeah, the Bivol fight, like I'm saying, I just don't see how Bivol can win, since once he can think it's sweet not being in there, but um, I don't really see him getting too crazy aggressive at how he's done in the other fights versus Canelo, because I don't know, that crazy counterpunch Canelo comes with, you might just end up knocked out, because everybody that Canelo has been fighting get on their bike and just get into a shell. But that don't mean Canelo's not gonna find a way to open you up and straight knock you out, a la Caleb Plant, breaking your face like Billy Joe Saunders, breaking your bicep down to grinded meat, Colin Smith, getting thrown out the ropes, Sergey Kovalev, uh, I'm gonna box Jacob's ears off, you know what I'm saying? And then you get to the TKO Rocky Fielding and Gennady Golovkin, but I mean, who else? And on then, Canelo just is the kryptonite of a boxer. So even though he's a boxer himself, but a come forward fighter, you could say. So Dimitri Bivol, because that's what Bivol does, come forward, but in his boxing like way. A lot of times he's the more dominant fighter in his fights, but in the Canelo fight now he's gonna meet a Mexican that's not scared of nobody, and you'll get your face broke if you try to come crazy aggressive at me. So how are you gonna come at me? And we will see how Bivol answers that. What type of game is he bringing? Because he better come equipped, because he's facing the undisputed at the super middleweight. He's coming come and take your WBA champ if you let it slip away. So you better be ready, because Canelo is coming with everything. He's coming with that heat. He's coming with the explosives in his fists. And are you gonna take and is Bivol gonna take the dynamite, or is he gonna fold? Is he gonna retreat? Is he gonna hide in a defensive shell, or is he gonna fight and get knocked out? Because that's what happens as soon as these fighters open up. That's why people want to see a Canelo get frustrated as a boxer, but no, not no more. No, he will not. They say the the boo boos, the I don't know who can they even say, because Canelo just taking them out. Boo boo, just I mean, I don't know why Canelo never fought him, but I mean, I always thought he could beat him, but because he has Boo Boo thinks he can just go in there and attack too, but nah, he would just be in the show and get knocked off with them body shots and get broken down. I think that's an easy fight, but we have a Bivol fight going down May 7th, and that's what we have to worry about. But yeah, Bivol, it just depends how he comes out at Canelo, because if he just tries to box and stay away, then Canelo all he has to do is cut off the ring and get him out of there. But yeah, because there's no other way Bivol can win if he just goes in there and be on retreat mode. That's just not what it is. You know what? he's like 6 inches taller than Canelo, but we know that he's not. Height ain't nothing. Uh, Even though sometimes it is, as we seen last weekend with the beatdown Fundora gave Lubin. Uh, so sometimes if and Fundora wasn't even using his height, but he still beat Lubin. But he was just crazy with the height and arm uh, reach. It was crazy, but the reach Bivol and Canelo is just a 2 inch difference. Bivol having a 72 and Canelo having a 70-inch reach, but you know we'll see if Bivol can utilize his height, if he can utilize his height, cause either way, like if you can, it would just be a different look of how Canelo goes in there and breaks it down. So, hey, we just want to see different, but we just want to see an entertaining fight, and hopefully Bivol give us that. Cause if you make it a boring fight, then Canelo's gonna go in there and chase you down, breaking down, KO you. And if you come at him, he's gonna counter punch you still and KO you. So no matter how you look at it, you're getting KO'd. So, but you know, but Bivol's been in there with some names. Why I mean, 300 amateur fights. Why Olympian gold medalist, man, is just he's just crazy talented, silver medalist in just games out there in general. But he didn't win no Olympic medals, but in all other things he won gold and a lot of gold and silver. But he has fought the Pascals, the Barreras, the, like I said, the currently champ, Joe Smith. So he also beat Bernard Hopkins. He became the first boxer to stop Bernard Hopkins. So Joe Smith, I mean, he's defending his WO title, supposed versus Better Be, but we'll see if that happens. But it's because they know if whoever has all the belts is getting the fight, getting the lottery ticket, the Canelo sweepstakes. So everybody wants to get a strap in around Canelo's division to get a life-changing payday, as every boxer would love, man. That's why fighters from 154 to heavyweight almost calling him out to fight, but from cruiserweight on down to light heavy, but which is under just one division. But we just gotta remember Canelo coming from 140 pounds, man. You know what I mean? Having became champ at 54, but not too many fighters have been champ from 54 to light heavy. So it's just crazy. All-time great status Canelo's going for, and a lot of people will hate, but that's what is really gonna go down. I think when Canelo hangs him up, I think it's gonna be an all-time great, because his resume is gonna speak for it. And if he can get another undisputed at light heavy, yeah, he'll become one of the greatest to ever lace him up, because I mean, no one's doing what he's doing right now. Floyd didn't even become undisputed, you know what I mean? He was a crazy, talented fighter, defensive fighter, because that's one thing when they say fighters, defensive fighters. In the when he reigned in the welterweight division, yeah, he didn't get uh he didn't fight who he was supposed to fight, but he retired undefeated. There's, like Mike Tyson said, there's other fighters that the that retired undefeated. There was a couple of them, and I believe there's a Mexican that retired undefeated, but I don't really know his name. You know, um, Chavez went and did his crazy record of like 89-0. But there's other fighters that did it too. Calzaghe, the other super middle that beat Hopkins and Roy. But that's what Canelo's gonna be doing, because he's been doing it. Coming from becoming undisputed at 168, having beat Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, and everybody else at super middle. Before Canelo went in there, no one was unifying the belts, and after that, everybody wanted to unify the belts. But because Canelo was coming for them, wasn't they were chasing for it. Canelo came looking for them and snatched their soul and belt. So that's that. And now he's looking to do it at the light heavy. You know how a real Mexicano is, like not scared of nothing. So we go in there and brawl with anybody. And sometimes people don't like to brawl it, but they know when you in the fight with a Mexican, he's gonna go in there, win, lose, or draw. We can go in there and brawl it. We scared nobody, and that's what a lot of people get messed up. You know what I'm saying? They like to hang the peds over his head, but it's like our other biggest sport, which is football, in Mexico. The whole team got contaminated with the what was it, the clenbuterol. So of course, a fighter, uh, a boxer can get contaminated too. So they like to discredit him because of that. But even though it was, the hair follicle came back negative, uh, like that clears him. So I don't know what they like. It's just a hater thing though, because I mean, it wasn't a steroid. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it was what it was. He got clear from that. People still like to bring it up and rub it in the face, but it's just what it is. Like a lot of people hate on Canelo, so obviously, as Oscar got hated on as well. But and Mayweather, his whole career, he built it off hate, so that's why he's a lame, and he ain't get no love. All he talks about is money. Is like, yeah, like no one wants to see that. You know what I mean? But he had to get paid off hate. I'd rather get love than hate, man, because it's not worth it. Why would you want to be hated? It is what it is. You can say he has all the money in the world, but it don't mean nothing if you ain't really got nobody that's there for the love, that's just there for your name and your money, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it in his company, but that's on him. I thought he was a crazy fighter, talented, skillful. I just didn't like the way that he went about like his promoting, but it is what it is. That's why he's retired. No, and I don't pay no mind to whatever he got going on, unless like when he says like some hating things, like on fighters, like Canelo. So I mean, I just think he's hating. But he's doing these exhibitions. If he really felt like he could still beat Canelo, like hop in that ring, playboy. You know what I'm saying? Let's see you get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So don't brag about nothing if you ain't trying to talk it out in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how Mexicans do it. We don't like to talk. We'll just sock you in the face. But you know what I'm saying? That's something different. If you're gonna fight, actually do it in a pro fight. Not no, like, oh, I'm retired doing exhibitions. All right, and then keep You know what I'm saying? Shit. Because right now, who's in the moment is Saul Canelo Alvarez with, becoming the first ever becoming undisputed at super middleweight by clearing that division out because no one was doing it before. Canelo did his thing at 60, moved up to 68, came and cleared that out. Now doing it a lot heavyweight, starting with Dmitry Bivol, the undefeated Russian that comes at you aggressively. But will he come at the highly sensitive Mexican aggressively and get countered and get put to sleep? We will see May 7th, but we are ready to see an exciting fight. All the Mexicanos for sure, me and my raza, we ready to watch that fight, have a party, because that's what it is. We party, we have a good time with the people and enjoy a good night of entertainment. And I have a good time with it, but that's just what it is. Life is a party, you gotta enjoy, and we get to watch one of the best. I think was my favorite sport, so I really enjoy it, which is fighting, boxing. Just the thought of that type of physical and pain to endure as a sport. You just gotta be different, man, to be in it. So I like to train, so I know what it is to somewhat be a fighter. So there's people out there that just commentate and never even take in the lifestyle of a fighter just because they're amazed or whatever it is about fighting. But I talk it in a fan journalistic point of view, but also in like a fighter type of view, because I know what it is to fight. I fought in life in general, and in street fights too. So I know what it is to be out there and not just someone speak about not knowing what it is to feel like getting hit in the face. I've had black eyes. I've had bumps on my face from fighting. So I live that. So that's why I love to talk about it. That's why I like to talk about my fellow countrymen that decided to become something huge in the sport, and I'm really and just in to represent Latinos in general, because I mean, if there's another Latino doing it big on something, that represents us having the same tongue, the same language, as you can say. That's how we can bond off the language, what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. But on the fight May 7th, we're gonna have an action-filled fight with Canelo coming from becoming undisputed at 168. They say he cherry picks, but how do you cherry pick just coming from straight back-to-back championship fights? I just don't get it. That's just haters talking. If you don't like the way he's fighting the champs and the way he's fighting them, that's because he's fighting the way he wants. You can't decide or dictate the way a fighter fights throughout his career. So you can do is not like it, but I mean, if you don't like the way he's fighting opposition, don't watch him then. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. We can't get what we want as someone who watches the sport, as someone that's doing it and live directly. So you cannot just think you have an opinion on someone else's career. It just, or that he needs to fight a certain fighter because you think so. Like, who are we to say who they need to fight? They're the ones risking their life in the ring, and no one should tell them who to fight. That's why they do get someone to tell them. That's the promoter. And if you have a promoter, well, they're gonna put names in front of you. Either you sign on the dot or not, but that's on you. There is fighters that said, oh yeah, I offered this fighter ex-fighters name a fight, they turned it down because they didn't sign, for whatever X amount of money. But there is those conversations as well with fighters. But once you have a crazy fan base that either hates you or loves you, as a Canelo has, they're gonna support you no matter. But being that he has one of the biggest fan bases in the North Americas, shit, that's good for you. You're lucky to have that, because I mean, not everybody is happy to have that. And there's thousands of boxers out there that don't have that. They just fight. They don't get that much support. But imagine every fighter got support, they wouldn't need any fighter. But I mean, I see it as the fighter should go out there and do what he needs to get the support from the fans. Go out there and be exciting. You can't stink up the joint by just boxing, just jabbing your way. If you make it exciting, maybe, but the fans are gonna want blood. They're gonna want to see you knock out your opponent if you're real dominant over him. So I mean, that's what you signed up for, so might as well. But like I said, it's in the fighter. They need to self promote as well. And if not, then you just need to fight good fights, because having a bad record is not everything. Look at Gabe Rosado. He has a lot of L's, 10 plus L's, but he's still getting fights because he still puts up a good fight and gives the fans every time entertainment, and they get their money's worth every time he goes to fight, but records don't always mean everything. So you can get paid. You just know how to handle your career the right way, or you need to hire somebody. So I don't know why fighters cry when another fighter doesn't want to fight them, because they want a payday. It's like, but even Canelo did it too, like in the Mayweather. But I mean, he paid the price for it. They set themselves up for a certain weight, and then they got crucified for it. They took a L. So that was on them. Why they did it, it was on them. But they're the ones that said it. The Mayweathers took advantage of it and gave them the L. It is what it is. But Eddie Reynoso gave Canelo his counter-punching style, not no Mayweather. He did learn, obviously, because he was in there for 12 rounds and he got beat, dominant performance by Mayweather. But he was just superior. But right now, if Mayweather to come in a pro fight with Canelo, he's getting his old ass knocked out. So messing with the young Mexicano in his prime. He's just a bull right now, beating everybody and knocking everybody out. So whoever want to throw hands, let's see if you can take a Canelo TNT dynamite bomb to the face. But yes, he will break it. He will make an earthquake on it for sure, because you see what happened to Billy Joe Saunders. He broke that bone in his face, man. And not too many are willing to exchange. So that's what Canelo's coming with right now, the heat, man. Will Bivol come ready for the explosiveness? We will see if he is, depending what he decides to exchange, or to be more defensive minded and just try to box with his jab. And we'll see what he does with his 1-2, his 4 punch combinations. But we will see if Bivol can hang in there with the pound for pound, because if Canelo wins, he's gonna go in there to that trilogy with Golovkin, and Golovkin already handled what he was gonna do with Royoro Murata in Japan, taking his WBA strap. So Golovkin's gonna be ready, waiting, getting his work in, because he knows he's gonna have his toughest fight coming in at 40 years old, with the young gun, undisputed Canelo. And if he takes the strap from Bivol, man, that's It's gonna be a explosive fight too, but I think Triple G's past his best, but hey, he wants that work. Canelo prime pound for pound work. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Putting the beats on all these European, Russians, whoever want to come with it. You know what I'm saying? Any nationality can get it. Taking it from AB. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. Any skin tone can get it. You know what I'm saying? We putting it on everybody. Canelo's erasing fools. Got us. You know what I'm saying? With the gloves. Desfigurando in the face, breaking them, giving fools KOs, Quien quiere el trabajo, who wants that work, you know what I'm saying? As a Mexicans, we always want the work, so let's get it, let's get the hand work, we with the smoke. And Canelo, the pound for pound, he gonna put your ass on the ground, man. But that's just what it is, he's at that time right now that he's just in that element in his career, man, in his prime. Just, anybody you put in there with him, he's gonna obliterate. Either box, but I mean, you can't really beat him because he got a granite chin. You ain't knocking him out. You seen these bigger dudes coming from 140, man. They can't knock out the little Mexican man coming at 5'7", bro. All these 6-footer plus, you know what I'm saying? But you see the Mexicans with the height also putting the beats on everybody. You feel me? Shit, we got 6-7 Mexicans putting it down on anybody with the smokes, and we got 5'7" Mexicans putting the work on 6-footers plus. You feel what I'm saying? So your height don't mean nothing, because you're going to get this body work and you're going to get knocked out, boy. You're going to get put to the ground, and Canelo comes with that aggressiveness, you know what I'm saying? The Mexican just be too much for these guys, you know what I'm saying, who want that smoke. But there's like a line of 1,000 gladiators, you know what I'm saying, ready to be seen in the lights, under the lights, by the thousands of Mexican fans and other nationalities, Latins, because the boy got fans of every nationality, so man, all I know is gonna be a great fight. I can't wait for the Canelo versus Bivol fight, see what goes down. But we got 24 days until the Canelo fight. But like I was saying, my prediction for the Bivol versus Canelo fight, 11th to 12th round KO, because I think Bivol might put up a fight. Like I said, I'm not sure. He might get knocked out before, depending how aggressive he comes in there, like I've been saying. But I think he's going to get on his bike because, he's young. He still got good endurance on his legs. So he's going to be in there moving for sure. But Canelo's just going to do what he did to Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. Just body work and just get the KO when it comes. So that's how I see it going down. Depending how Bivol comes, but I see it unanimous decision, if not KO. Canelo taking that WBA title from the Russian Bivol, and hopefully from there, I seen Joe Smith, WBO champion from the USA. I forgot where he's from, but somewhere in the South, I think, or in the Midwest. So Joe Smith fighting Beterbiev, the WBC and IBF, unificating 3 belts. So if Canelo becomes victorious May 7th versus Bivol, he might take the trilogy. He might take the trilogy versus Golovkin, which I think he signed for. If not, he might fight the winner out of Beterbiev and Joe Smith. So we will see. We will be waiting for those fights to see what goes down. But this is my video of Canelo versus Bivol. You know, hopefully you like it and continue to be making more, like I've been saying. But yeah, that's Bivol versus Canelo. You know, the big light heavy versus the smaller Mexican, coming from 140. You know, coming from 168 as of recent, becoming undisputed champ. Um, Beating Caleb Plant. So Kane undisputed now. He's coming to take Bivol's WBA crown. But like I said, you know, don't forget to like, share, comment your thoughts on the fight, and subscribe. You know what I mean? I hopefully I will be making merch soon to see if, you know what I'm saying, if y'all really want to support, you know, so y'all can rock with my brand temaboxeo. You know what I'm saying? I will be putting it up in where I can put posts once I do have that merch ready and to post. If you know, I will be accepting Cash App and Venmo, but I will put that up once I'm ready and to have the merch. But yeah, like I said, you know, shout out on the support, and Viva Mexico, and we gonna forever keep supporting our fighters and whoever we think is a dope fighter out in this game. But that's it. Until next time, Tony Buck speaking. Temaboxeo. Until next video, man. Stay safe, yo.